Hey y'all, Ashley here with the Loyal Canine. We're working with Buddy on place. This can be used inside, outside. We're going to start to introduce it with food and treats since he is a resource guarder. But for right now, we're going to get the family used to it and comfortable with controlling his space. So place. Come on. Good boy. Sit. So I'm going to use psychological pressure, kind of spatial pressure, body language, moving into him to control his space. It's almost like hot potato, right? Anything off of that bed is mine, so don't touch it. It's hot. Um, all I'm doing is walking into him, shoulders back, eye contact. Once he puts his butt back to the ground, I release that pressure. He hates this because he hates having to give somebody space. He has no concept of a bubble or boundaries even. And so he sits here and pouts at me for the first 10 minutes, and then he kind of calms down and relaxes and he's like, okay, fine, I'll deal with this holding still thing. But what I'll do is I'll start practicing on him, and if he's really fighting you at home or you're having to correct a lot, one thing you can do is back tie him to a chair, a railing, table, something heavy, so that it gives you enough time to get to him, to back him up, but also it's almost a self-correction. It's a physical self-correction when he goes to get off of that bed. So he can lay down, he can sit down, he can do whatever he wants on the bed, except for, of course, stand up or play or anything like that. We're relaxing. But other than that, he is not able to come off of it until I go and get him and bring him off of it. Or I call him off of it with a recall. In the beginning, I'm just going to go get him. I'm going to tell him he's a good boy and he's not in trouble. I know you hate holding still, oh buddy. Oh, good boy. This dog shed like crazy. He's got to have some healer in him. We just switched him to a really good food though, so that'll stop. Come on. Good boy. And then I'll go at it again. Buddy place. Good boy. All the way. There we go. Sit. Uh-uh. He sure is handsome. Good boy. Good boy. And you can see this isn't tight. It's not a muzzle. He could bite, he could eat, he could drink. It's just a training tool. I get him a little bit extra big so it's a bit loose on the sides of his face. I don't want them to feel 100% pressure all over their face at the same time. That's not fair. He doesn't have a reward. So anything like the Holt or the Halti, the Holt has to have the lock broken off, which is what this is a good tool. Anything like a gentle leader or an easy walker, absolutely horrible because it never releases that pressure all the way. He doesn't know when he's being good. Up, up. Good boy. Sit. Good. And he's avoiding me, which is fine. Walk into him, walk into him, walk into him, back him up, and release that pressure. Very good. Saying good to myself, I'd be saying good to you too. Powder. So this is the concept of place. Use a bed in the house, you can use a rug, you can use a towel, you can use a blanket, anything to just control some space. Start off in an area that's kind of cornered in so it's visual for him. This bed's up off of the ground so it's very visual. And this is a really important exercise to start getting him used to people walking into his space, which will transition to us socializing him more down the long line and getting dogs in his space and him not being reactive to it or pushy about it. Good boy. So that is a little bit of place work using the Halti.